The Black Writers Workspace and Direct 2 author welcome you to the 2024 Chapter 1 Writing Competition Meet the Winners interview series. We hope you will enjoy learning from these dynamic writers and continue to support them throughout their writing and publishing journey. During this series, you will meet the top winners in the fiction, nonfiction, and poetry categories. You will also hear from Ardain Isma, CEO of Village Care Publishing, as he announces the 4 Chapter 1 writers selected to submit a full manuscript in consideration for a traditionally published opportunity with Village Care. The interview series is hosted by author and founder of the Black Writers Workspace, Michelle D. Jackson. For information on the next competition, please follow us at Black Writers Workspace on Facebook and Instagram.
Really excited to have her with us, Mercie Malone. And what I love about Miss Malone is that she took home the top prize in our fiction category. The vast majority of submissions were fiction, okay, over 50, and you beat them all out. So that tells me that you have written something that is so amazing. And The Other Wife, the title in itself, let's stop there and just, let's pause, because
Yes.
I hate to tell everybody this, but I watch a lot of Lifetime. And so when you say The Other Wife, I'm like, who is playing this character on Lifetime?
Definitely. And so just in coming up with the title, my writing process, I would say, is very non-linear. It doesn't really follow any traditional structure of organization. Sometimes I'll have an idea and I'll kind of work it through beginning to end. Sometimes I think of an ending and then I work backwards in telling the story. And so I actually didn't give this story a title until I got further into it, because I just couldn't even think of a title that was appropriate. But it just came to me one day. I think I was actually listening to a crime show. I'm a crime junkie, so I'm always watching like crime reality shows. And I was just kind of listening to a case they were talking about, and I said, the title "His Other Wife," it says so much. It's going to make you want to read that story. It's going to make you want to crack that book open. And the idea for the story just came to me. I was brainstorming one day in a coffee shop. I like to go and sit somewhere in public and write, because for whatever reason, different air, different energy, it really is inspiring. And it just kind of came to me like, what would you do if you woke up one day and the life that you had was not the life that you knew? And that is just kind of where the idea kind of took life from. But yeah, that's how I came up with the title and the story.
Before I go into all the similarities that we have as writers, because you just said a couple of things that are very unique that I do too. I like to write in public. I wrote my
Mhm.
first novel primarily sitting in an Olive Garden, and everybody who knows me know how much I love Olive Garden. That's a whole nother conversation.
Mhm.
But I was sitting there, I would spread the papers out and I would write. And they'd gotten so accustomed to me coming in, it start being odd and just became the lady who comes in and writes. But
Right.
I like to see people move and listen to them talk, and it does something to help me build my character and my dialogue, because that's the unique thing about fiction is the dialogue, and you have to get it
Yes.
right. So tell us,
Mhm.
what is the story about, though? I mean, I can imagine what the story of The Other Wife is about, but give me a little bit of it without giving too much.
Sure. So the story is about a nurse manager by the name of Belle, and she has almost this picture perfect life. She has a husband that's an anesthesiologist, the 2 kids, the big house, just really this picture perfect life. And her husband gets a job opportunity out of state, and it's just so lucrative that he can't turn it down. And this then puts their family in a situation where they're living in 2 different households, with the agreement that he lives in Philly during the week when he's working, he comes home on the weekend. And that arrangement has worked out really well. But obviously, One of the things that she worries about is when her husband is away from home, is he safe? Is he eating? Kind of all of the traditional things that a wife would worry about. So she gets a call one day that there is an emergency that she needs to be in attendance at. And it's during that emergency that she learns that she's not the only wife. And so the story kind of goes into the fallout of that. And if you just think about that situation as a woman, like, just imagine what that would feel to learn that you're not the only wife, or even you're not the legal wife when you think you have been for all these years. And so it really is a story of her journey, almost in finding herself, because so much of her was wrapped up in who he was and this life that they built, which is very common for women, because we're just naturally nurturers, and we're going to give of ourselves to our relationship, to our marriages, to our children. Pretty much anything that we do, we're gonna do it passionately. And so this story really is a journey of her being forced to find herself. She gets put out of her house in this. Her house that she's lived in, that they built a life in, she gets put out of it because it goes to the wife. So it's really a journey of her kind of recovering from what she thought was a loss that she would never get over, and finding herself.
I love books like this. I love books that take us on a journey through the
Mhm.
complexities of just life itself. It doesn't
Yeah.
always have to be um, big things. It can be the small things, the things that you deal with in the dark when it's just you and your Bible,
Mhm.
or you and your tears. And I think this is the type of work that I do as well. I love fiction. I love writing fiction. It's just my passion. But for me, I'm always interested in the character development and all the intricate things about that character. Like, the fact that what was she feeling? That's what I think about when you say the other wife. Next week,
Mhm.
I'll be married 22 years. And now the
Oh,
idea that I find out that my husband has another wife would be kind of comical, and also it would be heartbreaking. But it
yeah.
would be a situation where I would, if I had to write a character like that, I would want to know, do you share or do you tackle what the other woman is feeling like at all? Or is it just the main character? Because this is a
So this
real,
this story,
oh,
yeah, it's a very real thing. So this story definitely is just told from Belle's perspective. And it even shows how you can have someone that's a part of your life every day, not your spouse. They can be connected to your spouse. They can be your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law. Um, and they knew what was going on, and no one ever said anything to
yeah.
you. Like, they knew this man's secret and never said anything. So this story is told from Belle's perspective. But as I was writing this story, which is not complete yet, but as I was writing it, I definitely did get intrigued about the other woman,
Mhm.
the real wife. And so there will be a follow-on book that will definitely go into her story and her side of things, because as we know, especially with a situation like that, there's multiple sides to the story. So definitely, um, Serenity is the other wife. She definitely will have a voice and kind of tell her side of things as well.
Well, one of your reviewers said, everything I read on these pages is perfect. The story drew me in immediately, and now I want to know the backstory about Don and his wife. I couldn't read these pages fast enough. Your writing style draws me in, and you got me right off the hook. This is an interesting perspective of this type of story, and I want more. That's the kind of review, that's the kind of feedback that you get when you have readers who are reviewing your work without this gatekeeper mentality, without this, I'm worried that, no one is going to care about the story of this
Hmm.
person or that person because of where they're from or their race or whatever. This is about readers, beta readers and editors, because that's who work with us, who are just passionate about storytelling. And that's what I was really excited to see. Last year, we had a gentleman to win the top prize who wrote a story about an urban fiction story. And,
Hmm.
when I wrote my first book, that I think, well, my third book, sorry, is considered kind of urban fiction. I didn't like the genre title. I just didn't like the idea that this is urban fiction. This is just story. It's a human
Right.
story. It's a story about life.
Right.
And so, you worry about those things when you're writing, because you're worried about, will publishers get it? But I
Mhm.
love that they selected a story like this because it's a women's fiction story. It's a coming of age story. It's a growth story. It's about
Mhm,
things that we all deal with. People deal with infertility. I mean, infidelity. People deal with,
mhm.
these types of situations. So this is wonderful. So thank you so much, and congratulations
Thank
on winning
you.
this top prize in our biggest baddest category. It's always tough to break through in fiction, and you were able to do that. So congratulations. You want to leave our writers a few words of encouragement?
Yes, definitely. It's really important to understand that you can't let yourself be intimidated by how many books and how many authors are already out there when you decide that you want to write a book and publish a book, because your craft will absolutely make room for you. And there is an audience for everything. Everyone has their own individual lane, even when they look similar. So write the story. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it is very much the thief of success. So it's easy to fall into a trap of comparing what you've written or what you're thinking about producing with what else is out there. And then the imposter syndrome kicks in, and it's like, oh, this isn't good enough. Is anyone going to like it? Is anyone going to read it? It's very, very easy to get caught up in that. But what you have to understand is that you have something very unique. No one else can be you. I don't
Mhm.
care. Someone else could sit down and try to write the story his otherwise, and it would not come across the same because they're going to write it their way. So it's just really important to be your biggest cheerleader, be your own biggest cheerleader, and just know that your gift and your craft will absolutely make room for you. And don't give up. Develop a consistent habit of writing. Even if you just write 100 words a day, it's still 100 more words than you had the previous day. And chase your dreams.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much. And congratulations
You're
again.
welcome.
We're going to bring
Thank you.
everybody back on the screen so we can get our announcements, the announcement from Village Care Publishing. And hopefully, one of
Okay.
you or all of you will get an opportunity to do some work with this publishing company. I'm excited about this. I could talk to you all day about fiction writing. I am writing my fourth book now, and I'm writing it on my cell phone, which is very interesting. I've heard of
Yeah.
doing that, but I'm not big on popping open a laptop. So I
Hmm.
went into my notes and I started writing this story, and it is just pouring out of me. And then I'll convert it over to a document that I can, of course,
Hmm.
edit. But it allows
Yeah.
me, because my cell phone is always in my hand, it gives me an opportunity to just, when I'm ready, I just start writing. And so I'm probably about 8 chapters
Absolutely.
in, and never thought I would be doing it this way, but just enjoying the process. And so
Yeah.
congratulations again. So we're going to get
Thank
everybody on
you.
the screen, and once again, all of our winners will receive um, three things. They're going to receive a trophy, they're going to receive the title, they're going to receive cash prize, four things, and an opportunity to be considered for a traditional publishing deal with Village Care Publishing. So I'm going to mute everyone, and then I'm going to introduce or allow. Um, Okay. I am also going to allow for we have a video recording from Artie and Isma, and he is the person who is in charge over at Village Publishing. He is an editor of a magazine affiliated with the university that he represents. He's going to introduce himself, tell you a little bit about him. He is a Haitian American. He is also an award-winning author. He has an amazing YouTube podcast, and that's how I met him, with tons of followers. He's just been extremely successful in helping to get the word out there about our independent authors. He's a good friend of mine, and I'm really, really happy that we were able to build this relationship, because this is what I wanted for chapter one. Anyone knows me know I'm always pushing for the next big thing. I wanted to make sure that our writers will get an opportunity to at least get in the door with the publishing house. That is very important, especially for those of you who have ever had to query a publishing house. It is not easy to do this. So now, just by competing in the chapter one writing competition, you have opened the door for yourself, and they are going to stay in the database. So if you're not announced at this point, there may be a probability of you being able to do some work with them in the near future. But for now, I wanted to play his video. Let's see if we can play it on here without it creating any issues for us on StreamYard.
My name is Dr. Dan Isma, and I'm the chief editor of CSMS Magazine, and a career university professor and a former editorial board member of the TESOL Journal at Nova Southeastern University. I also serve as the CEO of Village Care Publishing, an independent publishing house dedicated to promoting independent authors. So at Village Care Publishing, we believe in the power of great stories, the ones, that resonate with the target audiences. For over 3 years, we've been on the hunt for the next best story because we're driven by our belief and the transformative power of words. Although we received many submissions over the years, we've only been able to accept a few. And saying no, I can tell you, is never easy, especially when our mission is to support independent authors. However, each book we publish is a significant project, and we must give our utmost attention, the attention that it deserves. We are a small but passionate team of editors committed to the work that we do. Earlier this year, I reached out to Michelle Jackson, an old friend, a friend whose dedication to promoting Black writers across genres has always been an inspiration to me personally. Michelle and I, we talked about this many, many times. Many times. We decided to form a partnership because we share the same values when it comes to literature. I've known Michelle since 2019, the same year I launched a YouTube podcast with the aim of providing a platform for independent writers. See, still in the same format of promoting the works of independent authors. You can find some of the interviews on the CSMS Magazine website. And also you can find that too on the Village Care Publishing website. So last week, Michelle submitted to me 13 of the works of the authors who participated in the Chapter 1 writing competition. So after careful consideration, we have selected 4 standout submissions. And I provided a summary and an explanation as to why each work was chosen. I can tell you, it wasn't easy to come down to these 4. So the winners are, let me see if the winners are, I remember them, it's Mercie Malone, Kathy Jean-Francois, Philippe Goss, and Valerie Wade. Congratulations, folks. You deserve it. So we look forward to reading the full manuscript should you decide to move forward with the next step. And the next step is, just like I say, submit your full manuscript along with a brief bio, your brief bio, and a synopsis of your story. And when you submit, you should, I would recommend that you submit directly to me, to Arden at villagecares, with an S.com. You can also, if you want to, you can submit to the Village Care website directly. But the reason why I recommend that you submit directly to me is because once you do that, then I'll be able to move quickly with your submission. Once again, congratulations for a job well done. And I look forward to reading your work in the future. And thanks to you, Michelle, for your support and for your great partnership. And many, many, many thanks to everyone who participated in this great project. Congratulations once again. Bisous, bisous.
Congratulations, Mercie. How you doing? That is awesome. Congratulations.
I'm in shock. Thank you.
We are so excited that we have this partnership. We're excited that they took it serious. They got in the database. They took a look. They're going to be looking for others. So please, for those who weren't called, there is still a great possibility to move forward. But Arden is a great guy. His books are amazing. They have already started publishing some amazing authors. I would definitely take this serious and, finish your manuscript and get it over to him. I'm so happy to know that you were selected, because guess what? They selected you. We selected you. That tells you
Right.
all these layers of people are saying your work is ready. And so that's huge. That's the validation that you need in order to move things forward. So congratulations again with everything.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so honored.
So we'll definitely be communicating. I have nothing to do with the actual, your negotiations with them, but I would love to stay connected with you along the process.
Absolutely.
If there's anything that I can do to help, I know that they're going to give you the support that you need. And so, these are, if you go on to our YouTube channel, we have met and talked with many best traditionally published authors. There's probably a video there that can help you if you just want to, you're curious about next steps and things like that. But Arden's going to give you all the support that you need to move things forward. So congratulations again.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All of you. You guys stay with me. We're going to end the recording. But I definitely want you to stay with me so that we can, I can give you a formal farewell. So thank you, everyone, and congratulations.
Thank you.